Hola amigos, Hannah from Speak Better Spanish here. Today we're going to be talking about idiomatic expressions in Spanish that use the verb tener. So first, you might be wondering, what is an idiomatic expression? An idiomatic expression is just any expression that doesn't translate literally. So we can translate each word by looking it up in the dictionary, Google Translate, etc., but the whole expression has a totally different meaning than what you might take it to mean if you were to translate each word literally. And their second question might be, what is tener? Well, tener is a verb that means to have. And sometimes in some of these expressions, it might have a slightly different meaning than to have. The reason is because when we translate, like the way we would say these expressions in English, we don't construct them in the same way in Spanish. And that's how these idiomatic expressions come about. You might have noticed that sometimes you might want to say something that you would say in English and you'll translate the words and it just doesn't sound quite right, or maybe people don't understand it. That's exactly how idiomatic expressions come about. Not everything is a literal translation. So without further ado, let's get into it. Tener frío, to be cold. Yo tengo frío, I'm cold. We don't say I have cold. Why? It's just the way the Spanish language works. So the way that we need to use these expressions is we just need to memorize them. Making flashcards is helpful. Writing them out in a list in your notebook. Just continuing to go over them is going to be the best way to kind of drill them into your mind and be able to use them in everyday conversation. Tener calor, to be hot. Exactly the same. ¿Tienes calor? Are you hot? Like temperature hot. Tener sed, to be thirsty. The same way. We're going to conjugate this form of tener and we're going to attach it, well, not attach because there's a space in between, but we're going to have it followed by the word sed. It works the same for all of these expressions. So we'll conjugate tener in whatever tense we're dealing with, whether that's the present, the past, the future, etc. A lot of times it's probably going to be the present just based on the nature of being hot, being cold, being thirsty, etc. And then we'll place that word after it. So, ella tiene sed. She's thirsty. Tener sueño, to be sleepy. Tener dolor de, and then we'll put in the part of the body. So, for example, tengo dolor de cabeza. I have a headache. Tengo dolor de la muñeca. I have a pain in my wrist. Any part of the body will do. Tener prisa, to be in a hurry. Tener miedo, to be afraid. This one we can say tener miedo de something. Tener miedo, for example, tengo miedo de las alturas. I'm afraid of heights. Or tengo miedo de ir en autobús. I'm afraid of going on the bus. That's an example. Tener celos, to be jealous. Tener confianza, to be confident. Tener cuidado, to be cautious. This one you'll see a lot with people saying ten cuidado as a command. Hey, you be careful. It's like, it's not a threat. It's like, hey, I care about you. I want you to be careful. So, oye, ten cuidado. Hey, be careful. Tener vergüenza, to be embarrassed or ashamed. Tener razón, to be right. Like as in, yeah, I was right about what I told you. Yeah, yo tuve razón. Tener éxito, to be successful. Tener la culpa, to be guilty. Tener suerte, to be lucky. Tener lugar, to take place. This is an interesting one. For example, la fiesta tiene lugar en la casa de María. The party takes place at Maria's house. Tener ganas de, to feel like doing something. For example, mis amigos y yo tenemos ganas de ir al cine. My friends and I, we feel like going to the movies. And tener en cuenta, to take something into account. Oye, ten en cuenta que mañana va a ser frío. Hey, keep in mind, tomorrow's going to be cold. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll be in the loop for the next one. Gracias. Adios.